Hey guys, week number 11, fantasy points, DFS optimizer. Season's flying by. Still have time to come join us. Um, yeah, it's just crazy how this time's just flying. Thanksgiving's next week. Um, Looking forward to the Thanksgiving Day slate per usual. But let's talk about this week. Um, if you haven't joined Fantasy Points, still got time. Big discount when you go to the site. Get the rest of the season. um, Playoffs, everything else like that. So I would highly suggest getting in there. Data suites going off. So DraftKings 20 lineups with receiver. I'm going to ask maybe like next year we can get receiver or tight end because that's a way you can actually be a little bit different by stack. Everybody's typically stacks with a quarterback and a receiver, but a way to be, get some more money involved, you could stack quarterback with a tight end. And tight ends have been popping all year, and I think that's going to continue. So I'm going to allow everything in the flex this week. Start with our custom stacks. Stack number one, Justin Fields. He's back this week. Um, he's had his last couple games against Chicago. Last one, he had 22 points. One before that, he had 43. Um, it's in the dome in Detroit. I know Detroit's been really good. He runs enough. DJ Moore is super cheap, and he's just been absolutely destroying this year with Fields. Um, and Komet's been playing really well, nice price. And then St. Brown, obviously, dude's just a monster. He's going to be 9K next week. That's what I'm expecting. Stack number two, Mr. Stroud, also another guy on fire. Now, I made this one because Singletary is super chalky. Nothing, I mean, these prices kind of dumb, really, for about bell cow roll at 5,300. But this is a way to, if you're making multiple lineups, to get different, not to have Singletary, just go the other way. Now, I did a little bit different here. So I actually did tank and then came back with two cards. Um, Wilson for Cardinals, his shoulder popped up again on Friday. I guess he was off the injury report and went back on it. So that's a little bit scary. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might have like a little bit of Wilson, and then if he gets ruled out, I'll just pivot him to Rondell Moore because target tree will just narrow it down by a ton. Um, all right. And max exposure versus position. I did this. I kind of like lowered it a little bit because I want to have you guys be able to see more lineups kind of spread out instead of just forcing in. If I put in 55% for a running back, you won't see a variation. Just so you can look at some lineups. You might have one or two that you like and might play. And max flex exposure. Split it up a little bit. Tight ends, like I said, I'm allowing in the flex this week. And let's go in that route. Let's go look at some of the values. And we'll start with the quarterback position. Ownership is over here. Brock Purdy, his receivers popped for me a ton this week. Tampa Bay did a pass funnel, not last week because the rookie Levi's wasn't good. He looked good on the first drive, but then he couldn't had no protection. It was just a mess. But we got a better quarterback, and Tampa Bay is traveling from the East Coast to the West Coast. So Purdy is a guy that I'll be using this week. I almost put him in a stack, but I was having a hard time with a comeback for Tampa. I mean, Mike Evans is a little bit pricey though. Anyway, Baker, he's showing a good value, but I'm probably not going to play Baker. Zach Wilson, nope. Kyler Murray, I'll be playing some Murray. Levi's comeback against Jacksonville, maybe. Uh, Running backs. Rashard White popping as the top value. He's basically a pass catching back. His ownership's kind of low. I'll update this on Sunday morning, see if it pops up anymore. But he's basically a pass catching back. I don't think he's going to be able to run between the tackles against San Francisco. So I'm assuming they're going to be down. So maybe he catches a couple extra screens. Ford I like at home. I know he hasn't had that many carries inside the red zone, but price is really good. Brian Robinson, probably one of the best plays this week. Antonio Gibson got ruled out, and they are playing the Giants. Enough said. And you can pair him with the Washington defense. And for value, Michael Wilson, top value, but like I said, that in that shoulder injury that popped up on Friday is kind of scary. But Rondon Moore actually shows the second best value, so I'm perfectly fine. I wouldn't play both of these guys in a lineup. I just don't. I wouldn't do that. I don't mind one of those two and the McLaurin, but I'm not going to play those two together. That's just me. And look, all the there's McLaurin in this up here too. Um, Samuel, there's Mooney for Chicago. So another cheaper way if you didn't want to go, with DJ Moore. Mooney's also another cheap stack option. Got a decent projection. Figuring that be behind. And let's go look at tight end. And I'm assuming we have a McBride at the top. Wild guess. Oh, it's not. It's Conklin. Oh, oh, we're Conklin. Not 2,900. Okay, I didn't know he was that cheap. Okay, that makes sense. But I really like McBride. Duh. Chig, I think I'm over it. I think the Chig is up. I can't do it. I'm just kind of curious by projected points who's popping at the top. McBride, Laporta. I like Laporta this week. Kincaid against the Jets. I don't mind him actually. 4.9 is pretty good price. Still no knocks. Kittle actually pops for me this week. Like gonna have no ownership at all. Look at that, 1%. So he has some interest. I'll play Kittle in some lines this week with Purdy stack. I think I might just single Purdy. I don't know. All right. Well, anyway, that's the settings on that, and let's pop out some lineups and see if I can find a lineup or two that has my interest this week. All right, Stroud pops up at the top. Jacobs, Tank Bell. There's Rondo Moore. Is that Tank Bell? It's not bad. I could dig more into Jacobs. I don't know. Such a bell cow, though. We gotta look into a little bit more and see how the Dolphins have been doing against the run, because I don't think they're going to be able to do much else. Let's see what else we got. Man, Jacobs popping a ton in these. Derrick Henry's super interesting at home. Only 6,300. Hasn't done it yet, but Jacksonville is a team that he's done fairly well against in history. Being a Titans fan, I know that, but Spears has been heavily involved lately, and guy's going to be a future. Can't wait for that to eventually happen. The Tua stack, it's not bad. Michael Wilson, we don't know once again. That's interesting. Fields, Mike Connor. How about there's that Henry one again? Keenan Allen, just I guess he's healthy. That was that injury scare last week. Raiders on the road at Miami. I'm probably not going to use that defense. I'm trying to find one. I think it's probably gonna be this one. I think Henry's super contrarian here, super low ownership. Yeah, I think I like this one, guys. Team number 12. Have a quick look again. Oh, look at this full stack here. Look at this full stack here. Moore, McBride, Connor, and Tank. Wow. That's interesting. I don't know if I'll do that, but you could actually pay down at defense and switch somebody up here. Maybe you could go down to defense and switch this around. But ETN's not bad. All right, that's pretty much all I got. Yeah, look through some of these lineups. You can mix and match some of these ones. Let's go through them again right now if you want to pause the video, and there might be a couple combinations or whatever you see, but yeah, I'm probably gonna have to bump up Jacobs because he's just popping so much, man. Look at this. Crazy. He's in like in everything. All right. Well, listen, good luck, everybody. And I will see you next week. All right. See ya.